I absolutely could not be a parent. So our friends come over, they got a kid, and we're hanging out in the pool. And this was a true quote. And this was what made me realize I couldn't be a parent. So first off, when they arrive, the kid needs a charger for his iPad. So like my wife is looking all around the house for a charger for his iPad or
Hot
tablet.
stat.
Actually, I can't remember if it was his iPad or tablet. He had both. And so we're hanging out in the pool. Kid doesn't want to hang out in the pool. We're hanging out in the pool.
The kid doesn't want to hang out in the pool?
No, wanted to be inside. Wanted to watch Netflix.
Oof.
So we're out in the pool. After about 30 minutes, the sliding glass door opens up. And the kid just goes, "Mom, I don't have Wi-Fi." And I went, yeah, I couldn't be a parent. Because you're like 9. What do you need Wi-Fi for?
How did 9-year-olds even know what Wi-Fi is?
I know. Please. I know it makes everything easy. And I'm probably not the person that can comment on this because I'm not a parent. I just don't give the kids screens. Don't let them be the iPad babies. Your kid at the age of 9 shouldn't be opening the door going, "Mom, I don't have Wi-Fi." I mean, it was the funniest line I've ever heard. I'm like, why don't you come out and watch the basketball game with me?
Yeah, that's wild. Come on.
Now I need the Wi-Fi.
Run around, play in the yard, get dirty,
Sounds like,
jump in the pool.
Well, you know what else drives me nuts about kids in the neighborhood too? And here's I'm old man, get off my lawn guy. I don't like that none of the kids pedal their bikes anymore.
Oh, I'm the same freaking way.
They're
I see
all
these kids.
electric bikes.
Yeah.
Like, pedal your bike. It's good for you. It's exercise. They all got motors now.
What's the point of the bike?
Yeah, am I old man on this one? Or, like, are people got my back on this? Like, a good old-fashioned pedal bike that doesn't need to be charged. If you have to charge your bike, you're lazy. It drives me crazy. They just go whipping down the road, and I'm like, a little bastard. Like, you should be pedaling.
I already can't stand bicyclists enough. They ruin driving on the roads.
Oh, don't get me started on those people.
But now that you add the motors and they're not even pedaling,
yeah,
they make it even worse.
When the cyclists are running like 30 deep down the road, it's like, I know you can't be on the sidewalk, but can you at least acknowledge there is a faster car behind you rather than making me sit here and wait? Like, get out of the way.
The arrogance of the bicyclist is unbelievable.
But you know what? At least they're pedaling because the electric bikes drive me nuts. So, yeah, I couldn't be a parent. Ryan in Seminole just texted in, "Dad, I need a hotspot while in the car" is also a classic one.
That's great.
Oh, my God. There was an article in Times. John Romano wrote it, and the question was, when will the world believe the Rays are legit? I have an opinion on this after seeing that topic. I think the world will believe the Rays are legit. So, all right, here's the thing. The world, I think, is a little bit too vast because I don't think the world even understands the Rays exist or what they're doing because they're not highlighted by Major League Baseball at all. We kind of had a whole discussion about that last week. Major League Baseball does nothing to promote the Rays to the national media. And I think they need more national exposure. Then the world would know the Rays are the number 1 team in the AL because I think a lot of folks don't even know. So the world is probably never going to believe in the Rays. But Tampa Bay, I want to just narrow this right down to our community. And so the article was, when will the world believe? I just want to talk about when will Tampa Bay believe that the Rays are legit, because I think a lot of folks in the fan base are afraid to admit this team is legit because they don't want to get heartbroken. They don't want to be able to be like, "Oh, man, this team had my hopes up in May, and now they stink." And I think we're afraid to get our hearts broken by the Rays, so we continue to go, it's too early. It's too early. No, we're past too early. I think after 40 games, you have an idea of what your team is. By Memorial Day weekend, which is coming up right around the corner, then you really have an understanding who this team is. But I think here in Tampa Bay, I don't think fans are going to believe that this team is legit until they win a playoff series. Because let's face it, the last few times they've made it to the playoffs, it's been first-round exits. And then we hang a pretty little wild card banner out in the outfield, and we're all proud of it, and we reveal it on opening day. Thank God for the new Rays ownership finally taking all those ugly banners down, putting it all in one section. Thank you. That was the best change they made at the Trop. But until they prove that they can win again in October, I still think the folks of Tampa Bay are going to have a hard time believing this team is legit. The national perception changed after, recent playoff exits and offensive struggles in the postseason. Fair or unfair, casual baseball fans are always going to see the Rays as a great regular season story instead of a true powerhouse, even though since 2010, they have won the most baseball games outside of the LA and New York, which is pretty incredible with the low payroll that they have. And the payroll conversation is always going to follow the Tampa Bay Rays because people expect smaller market teams to eventually fade. But the Rays have been here before. They have been in this exact position, predicted to be in last place, and here they are in first place. When is the world going to see it? Probably never. But when is Tampa Bay going to just see that this team is legit? Because I don't think a majority, even with the record that they have right now, and being first in the AL East and first in the entire American League, I still think a lot of Rays fans are afraid to admit they're good.
Yeah, because it is mid-May, early to mid-May, and like you said, they're afraid to get their hearts broken. And I'm looking at this going, they're a damn good team. Just admit it.
No, they are good, and I don't think it's too early to admit it. And I think it just comes down to, like I said, I think it comes down to they're scared. And until the Rays have a deep playoff run again, I don't think, Tampa Bay is going to truly believe this. I mean, how many texts at the beginning of the year? I don't know if you were here early enough, Tim, but when the Rays season first started, every day it was like, this team's going to be a 100-loss team. We got those texts every single day.
I remember that.
And I think that there's folks now, even with the record where it is, still don't truly believe in this team.
Well, you could even argue John doesn't still believe in this team because when you read this article, he's talking about all these great things that have been going in the Rays' favor. And one of the lines that stood out to me was when he's talking about the uncommonly good bullpen. At the end of it, he goes, the Rays do have a high AL 6 relievers with saves. Still, a lot of this has to feel of smoke and mirrors. Now, we discussed earlier how the bullpen still makes us nervous, especially with Baker giving up that double and walk yesterday. But it's not smoke and mirrors. They have performed when they needed to. So that there are some parts of this article where I don't even think John believes they're a good team.
John wants to know when the world is going to believe in it, and John doesn't believe in it.
Exactly.
I just don't think anyone's ever going to believe in the Rays. And I just think the fans we're afraid to believe our eyes and what we see. And so we come up with these excuses. Well, it's too early. I think unless they're in first, even if they're in first at the All-Star break, I still think folks are going to have their doubts. I think they truly have to win a playoff series because once they've gotten to the playoffs, even after winning 100 games, it's been an early exit. And the bats kind of go quiet. So until that happens, I'm not sure anyone's going to believe in this team. But I think people should start believing because I think this team is damn good. And I think after Memorial Day, all the excuses about it being too early, I think that can all finally go away. I already think we're there. I think it's 40 games. But, some folks still aren't on board with this team being really good. Let's go to Don Christmas. Wants to talk about the bike and the iPad ordeal. A lot of text messages on this from the parents right now. What's up, Donnie Christmas?
Hey, guys, how are you? First of all, I do want to talk about the bike and the iPad, but one quick thing about the Rays. I really just started following baseball because of you guys and the guys in the morning in the last few years. And one of the things I've noticed about the Rays that makes them different than a lot of the other teams is they win all different ways. They win small ball, they win on home run. Because when you live by the long ball, you die by the long ball. These guys are manufacturing runs, and I learned that that's how important that is, and that seems to hold up. Anyway, I just want to make that point when you made it. But as far as the bike, these kids are spoiled more than I've ever seen. I know I sound like the old guy in the yard. I'm 62 years old, but I can tell you that riding a bike does so much more for you. And we wonder why these kids are out of shape, and we wonder why they, have all these things going on with them, and none of them are in shape because they're not forced to be anymore. I mean, we were literally put outside. The door was almost locked while we stayed out there all day. And these kids don't.
You never see kids outside anymore. Like, I don't hardly see any kids in my neighborhood. And when I do, they're riding the electric bike, Don, and it's like drives me nuts. Like, just pedal your ass around this neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and then you're either overweight or you have all these diseases, and mom wonders why kids are just, they're on their screens more than anything, and unfortunately, all the data that's come out on that is not good. It changes the way they think. It changes what they do. And I've seen him. I was at a friend's house, and his 6-year-old was complaining he didn't have Wi-Fi. And I wanted to say to my friend, I'm like, you realize you're turning your kid into a monster.
Thanks for the call, Don. Someone's tuning in right now going, what, is Nick Wise giving parenting advice on the show today? Just talk about the Rays, you loser. Sorry, it was an incident that happened this weekend, and I had to bring it up on the show because I don't think I'd make a good parent in 2026. My kid would have to pedal a bike, no electric bike.